Hey guys, Miss Fearing here. We're going to go ahead and start with Unit 1, Notes 2. We're going to look at solving multi-step equations. So, we want to think about this as just a puzzle, okay? Some puzzles are harder than others, but if we were to look at this problem and try to figure out what number would balance the scale, okay, what number would we plug into both sides that would balance the scale? So for me, I would check 1 first. So I'm going to plug in 2 times 1 plus 5. And then I'm going to plug in that 1 for the same, so 3 times 1 plus 1. We know order of operations tells me I multiply first before I add, so 2 times 1 is 2, plus 5 is going to go ahead and give me 7. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is going to go ahead and give me 4. These do not equal, so 1 doesn't balance that scale because I need the sides to be equal. So let's try 2. 2 times 2 plus 5. 3 times 2 plus 1. So I'm going to get 4 plus 5 is 9. And then 6 plus 1 is 7. That scale is still not balanced. So 2 doesn't work. So let's try 3. And see if that will work for us. So 2 times 3 is 6. Plus 5 is 11. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. So that one still does not work. Let's try 4. 2 times 4 plus 5 is going to equal 3 times 4 plus 1. So 2 times 4 is 8 plus 5, 13. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1 is 13. So these equal, which means that in this situation, x would equal 4. Okay, so that was a lot of work that we went through to try to figure that out. Let's look at some easier steps we can take in solving equations. There are some questions you're going to ask yourself when solving equations. First thing you're going to ask yourself, are there parentheses? If there are parentheses, you need to distribute everything through before we can do anything else. So distribute means to multiply the outside number with all of the numbers on the inside. Okay. If after you've done the parentheses, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to see, is there more than one variable? So if we're trying to solve for x, we can't do that if there's an x on both sides or if there's 2 of them. So we need to get them together. If they are on the opposite sides of the equal sign, one's on the right and one's on the left, then we have to use the opposite operation to cancel that out and move it to the other side. Then it's the same 2 steps as yesterday. Is anything being added or subtracted? And then is the variable alone? So let's look at this first example. I don't have any parentheses, so we don't have to do that step 1. I do have multiple variables happening though. I have an x on both sides, so I need to get the 2x to the other side. So right now it's a positive, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract that. So when I do this, 6x minus 2x is going to give me 4x. I haven't touched that 11, so I'm going to have minus 11 equals these canceled, 5. So now this is an example that we looked at just yesterday. So I need to get rid of whatever is being added or subtracted first. So I'm going to get rid of subtracting 11 by adding 11. So I'm going to get 4x is going to equal 16. And then to undo multiplication, we have to divide. So I know that x is going to equal 4. So now we're going to look at number 3 here. And I'm going to say first, are there any parentheses? In this situation, there are, so we need to distribute that through first. So that tells me negative 4 times x, and you can pretend like it's a 1x if you need to, is going to give me negative 4x. And then negative 4 times negative 3 is going to give me a positive 12. And that equals 24. Notice I did not distribute that negative 4 to the 24 because that is not connected to the parentheses. So now we're just going to solve like we did yesterday. Get rid of the adding 12 by subtracting 12. So negative 4x is going to equal 12. And then get rid of the multiplying by negative 4. I divide. Be careful of your negatives. 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. Here's number 4. In this situation, there's no parentheses. But I do have multiple x's. I have a 1x and a 5x. And notice these are on the same side. So I only do the opposite operation when they're on opposite sides of the equal sign. Since they're on the same side, I am just going to combine them together. So I'm going to end up with 6x minus 7 equals 25. So now I'm going to solve like I know how. Get rid of minusing 7. We're going to add. I'm going to get 6x is going to equal 32. Divide by 6. X is going to equal, you plug this into your calculator because it doesn't come out nice, and you get 5.33 repeating. Decimals are okay, repeating numbers are okay. Doesn't mean you're wrong. Go ahead and believe yourself and trust yourself. Number 5. Number 5. No parentheses. I have variables on both sides, so I'm going to get that negative 2a to the other side. And to get a negative to the other side, I'm going to add it. So I have 3a plus 2a is going to give me 5a. I still have that plus 16. A minus 2a and a plus 2a cancel. And now I still have that minus 9 or that negative 9. So now we're going to keep solving like we know how. Minus 16. So 5a is going to equal negative 25. Get rid of multiplying, divide. So a is going to equal negative 5. This is kind of a hefty problem. We have parentheses. We got to get rid of those first. So we're going to distribute to both of these things. Notice I'm not going to distribute to that negative 35 because it's not in the parentheses. So 8 times 9 is 72. 8 times 2x is 16x. Minus 35 is going to equal 69. Now I'm going to combine this 72 and this minus 35 together because I want to just have one number there. So I'm combining like terms. So when I do 72 minus 35, I get plus 37. So now we can subtract the 37. I'm going to get 16x is going to equal 32. Divide by 16. X is going to equal 2. All right, number 7 is our last problem here. This is going to throw everything at you. So I see multiple parentheses here. So we're going to distribute both those numbers through. We're going to have 6 times 2y is going to give me 12y. Minus 6 times 7 is 42. 3 times negative y, that's like saying negative 1y. So I'm going to get negative 3y. And then 3 times 4 is 12. So I'm going to get all my y's to one side. I'm going to add this 3y. So I'm going to have 15y minus 42 is going to equal 12. I'm going to add 42. So I'm going to get 15y is going to equal 54. And then divide by 15. Remember, decimals are a-okay. So y is going to equal 3.6. So that's all we're learning today. You're going to go ahead and you're going to work on Unit 1, Practice 2. If you have any questions, go ahead and come chat with me. If it's during TEC, send me a Schoology message. I'll help you out. Let me know if you need anything.